everyone. This is Eva with Stitching in the Interlake. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Today is Tuesday, the 6th of September already. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow will already be a week into September and it's just going faster. So, I am working here again on Halloween Sampler. And I'm going to work up here, I think, on this. Now, before I begin this part, Mary Ann and her daughter Terry are watching from South Jersey. So welcome, 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 the two of you. And you want to know how I do the sewing method and not the stabbing method. Okay. So if you will see here, okay, I hope you'll be able to see this. The stabbing method is that all you do is go like this, and it's like you're stabbing it in there and pulling it out. Right? And then you go here to set up for your next, just a minute here, your next stitch, okay? So you're just going across here, see it on the back, like that. And then you go down here to do that stitch. So instead of going up and down, okay, so where your arm is moving like this, all you do is you start your stitch, whatever it is, and okay, see here how we went across? Okay. So instead of, it coming down here and then me putting my hand down here and then putting it in, I've eliminated one movement. Okay. So what I'm doing is, okay, do you see there? There's a hole there. All I'm doing is pushing the needle under so that it pops up. Okay, do you see there? So that it pops up underneath. It's just, you see there? It's just as if you were doing it instead of this. And you're going to come over here and do the other arm. You're just eliminating that motion. So say I have to go down, okay? So instead of doing this, do you see? And then popping down here for my next one, right? All I do is I just come down here. Do you see? I come there. I pull it through. I go there. And I bring my needle up to the next where I want to put, sorry, just a minute here. Okay. So instead of stabbing again, you see, I'm eliminating this motion. And all I do is go underneath right there. So instead of going down there and coming up here, all I've done is I've just gone underneath there. You see? And you've eliminated. So if I'm going to continue working down here, so then I put my needle here, and to finish off this X, well, you know you can't start here. So you go here, because you know you always have your X's going in the same direction. Okay? So whatever is on the bottom, this is my bottom stitch. So it goes from bottom left to top right. And then what I do is I go underneath the fabric this way. And I pop out here so that I can put it this way. Can you understand? Let me see here if I can do this. What can I do? Okay. So my X's always go, this is my bottom arm, okay? And this is my top arm, okay? And mine will always look like that, okay? Now, if you're left-handed, you can go another way, okay? That you're going to have to watch because I don't stitch left-handed, so for me it's a little bit more difficult. So what I do is there's a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, and a hole here. So I bring my thread up here, okay, on the bottom, and I put my arm down this way. Then I go underneath, I put my needle through underneath, and I pop out this hole. And then I go here. Okay? So that eliminates one extra motion. Okay? So here, 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 here. Okay? So I will usually start my stitch. Okay? So if I'm just starting this out like I would be here, I start it down here. This is left, right, left, right. And I bring my needle, I poke my needle up this way, so it's sticking up this way. And I lay my thread here. So instead of putting my needle straight down and pulling it out here and then just coming over here to this one, I just take my needle and go underneath, and then I go here. So then my next stitch would be, because this is the top right, and since my arm always goes in the same direction, I bring my needle underneath here, okay, and then I put my thread on top, then I bring my needle over here, underneath, and I complete it. Okay? It's the same like if you're going side to side. Okay? So I start here. I put my thread here. I go underneath, come out this hole, go down here. So then, okay, so my next one will be set up here, right? So this is my next stitch right beside it. So then I take this and I bring my needle all the way across under here so that I can do this again. Okay, so what in essence you are doing, you are going like this, this, underneath, this. Okay, and then you go underneath here, and then you go on top here, underneath here, on top there. Okay, so all you're doing is eliminating, you know, from that extra movement. Okay, that's all it is that you're doing. Is you're just taking your needle and you're going underneath and you're popping up here at your next hole. So if you look at your stitches, okay, so you know where your stitches go. So, okay, let me go back here and I will show you what I mean here so that you can follow. And it's very easy. I know it looks complicated. It does, until you get into the rhythm, right? And after a while, you don't even think about it. You just go. Okay. I'm not feeling too well today. That's why I've got my pajamas on. I've got a migraine and I'm just not feeling it today. Okay. So all right. Okay. So I'm going to start here on, see where this purple is? Okay. Alrighty. Thread my needle. And I start it just the same. I start it here in the bottom left. Okay. And then I'm going to the top right. But instead of, this is my next hole right here, right beside it, so that I can do my next arm, right? So I put my needle in and I just, see here? See, it just pokes out in that hole. See, so you've got this bit of Aida or linen, whatever you choose. Okay. So you see that? Oh, well, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then what I do is, because I know that my next stitch is right beside it, okay, so I go down in this hole here on the bottom right, and I come across so that I'm getting into the bottom left again, okay, and then I go top right, bring it in underneath, just the one stitch, so you see there's my bottom, that's my bottom arm, and that's my top arm. So I go down and I bring that needle over here so that I can start my next stitch. You see? So that X is completed. So I go down, bring it underneath, okay, and there, and then I go down and bring it over. So, because I'm not going to come out over here, right? Because if I come over here, then my arm is going to, my first arm, my bottom arm is going to go this way. And I need my bottom arm to go this way. So, there. And of course it gets tangled. I'll show you here in a minute. So I go down and I bring it up. I go down and I bring it up. Down and I bring it up. Okay, so now here I have 3 stitches. So I will set this up again. I will go down so that I can bring my top arm this way. Okay. So then I go here and I do the same thing basically. Okay. But now my next stitch is here. So then what I do is I push it down there in the bottom right, bring it down so that I can come up here at the bottom left, and I do that again. See, and then I just complete my stitch, and then I go down. Okay, so because I'm not going to go here to here, all right, I tried to shorten up the, so I'm not using so much thread. So I go like this, do you see there? Because this is my next stitch, okay? So my bottom arm is going to be in the same direction. It's going to be in this direction, right? So then, and there will be occasions when you have to use the stabbing method, and that's okay. So this is one of them, okay? So I do that, and then I come over here, and this is my next stitch here. So I go down here, and I bring my needle to where I want to make my very next stitch. And I pull, do you see here? Do you see how the needle is? Okay, so I'm missing this one, this blue one. There. And then I've come up here, and then because I have these 2 to do, so I'm going to do this one. Do you see there's the bottom arm. There's the bottom arm. Okay. And now I'm going to finish these. Oh gosh, come on. There. And you see then, I've got that one finished, and then I just start all over again. And it's just easy. And then eventually you can speed up your motion, and then you've eliminated, you know, that extra arm movement, so that it does go faster, right? And it's also less wear and tear on your joints. And right now my right shoulder joint is very sore because I fell yesterday morning. So, and I went to grab myself and I put my arm down, and yeah. So then here, okay, and here. And do you see here, like I'm just eliminating that one motion. So then from here, I can go, because I've got all these up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go this way and go here. And as you will see, it doesn't matter what I do, my bottom arm is always laying in the same direction. Okay? It's always going to go bottom left to top right, or top right to bottom left, right? It'll always lay in this direction. Always, always, always. And thereby, my top stitch will always be in this direction. Okay? If it is that you do it the other way, you will notice your stitches being wonky. Like it just, you see here, like they all go, everything, it just, because it gives continuity to the motion in your eye, right? So it's just, you just continue on. And it's just, and believe me, after a little while, you will become faster at it. And this will become so second nature. It's just an extension. And see, sometimes I have to go underneath, right? I have no other choice, because I'm not going to twist my arm in a pretzel. But as soon as I can start doing where I, just a minute here. Is that any better? See, as soon as I do that, it really, it does, it increases your time. Now, of course, if you're in a frame or a Q-snap, you can't do this method, because you have to have flexibility in the fabric, because your fingers, see, your fingers push, and see here, I'll show you here what it looks like. So this finger, and you have to find whatever way is comfortable for you. So for me, it's my middle finger. That's what I use to guide my needle. Okay? So I go down here, and as you can, I don't know if you can see here. Can you see there? My finger stops it from going too far, and then I roll my finger so that the needle will, and this comes in just, that was an exaggerated motion, but you just feel it. Like it's just, you know, it's like you're you know, oh, I don't know. It's like rolling almost on the ball of your foot, right? So it's and see, that's why I've got poke marks, because sometimes I get a little bit too rough. And that's what happens. So yeah, I'm not feeling good today. I got a migraine and that. But yesterday I got, and you have to be careful here because sometimes you'll snag a little tiny thread in there and then it doesn't look right. And I'm a stickler for that. And so I just, it just makes it so much easier. And see, most times I don't even move my shoulder. I just move my lower arm, basically. So, and this is called the sewing method. And many of you older ladies know this because we took sewing in school. How to sew a hem, right? So if you sewed a hem, you would go like this and then you would whip it along, right? So basically a whip stitch. Okay, but the only thing is with this is that you finish it off, right? You don't just do it in one direction. You just go like this. And it's so much easier. Now, Marianne, you were, you said that your daughter Terry, that she likes this fairy tale hut. So that's how, and yes, there are cat hairs on there, or dog hairs, whatever way. Yeah, so this is Fairy Tale Hut. And I was working on it, and I'll go back to working on it maybe today. And so yeah, I'm kind of working in between the two of them. And but I think I'm just going to work on this today because it's so much easier and I don't have to think. And yeah, so it's straightforward. Just think about it, how you want to set up so that you can complete an X. Right? So it's really, really easy. And then I just go to town on it. And Marianne and Terry, if you're interested in knowing more about these various products, go to the video where I am stitching mainly on that one for the day. And you will know down there in the description box, it will tell you. And it will give you a discount code if there's one available. Okay. And see, the whole idea is to speed up your stitching and to cause less strain on your body. And then you just go along, and believe me, after a while, you know, this is also called stitching on top. Okay, so because you're not going like this all the time, right? Like this, you're not flipping. You just go, and your needle will find the way. You know, you can see where you want to bring your needle out, so you just go underneath there. And rewatch this video as many times as you need to. You know, slow it down, stop it, or pause it, and you know, and then just keep looking at it. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's going to be one of these days. It's just going to be one of those days. My nose is running. Excuse me, foghorn. There. And yeah, it's just going to be a very quiet day, and I'm just going to stitch like this. And stitching it should be fun, right? If you're frustrated, if you don't get it right away, and watch, like if you did the stabbing method, okay? So if you did that, then watch how your needle goes down, okay? And then, you know, just watch. You're pulling your needle through and where you're putting your needle back in again, okay? Just take your time and figure it out. And you'll be amazed at, you know, how much easier this method is. Now, there are some hard and fast people who just will do the stabbing method for whatever reason. You know, maybe they like their frame. You know, I can't have it where it's there and it's so far away and all that. No, I can't do that. I've been doing this method for years. 30, 40 years. And I've been stitching for 50 plus years. Probably 55 years now. And it's my mother was an embroiderer, and she loved to do embroidery, her and her sister. And I never took to embroidery. No, it just was not my thing. It was just, nah, I didn't like it. But once I found cross stitch, yes, that was it. You know. And if you're just new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Click the like button and share, share, share. Make my channel grow. And, yeah. So it's just plain and simple. And I did this with Ada, with linen, you know, any of the other fabrics. And that. So it's just a matter of getting the hang of it, right? Of training your brain and your fingers to work at the same time. And you see how much faster this goes. It's less complicated. And you just follow the colors. Right? You just follow that along. And, yeah. Oh, last night there was a message sent out that one of the fugitives from all those stabbing incidents in Saskatchewan, he was found dead, stabbed to death, positively identified as one of the fugitives. So now they are looking for the other brother, and they have finally identified them as brothers. And what a tragedy for that family is as well. And just like I suspected, they didn't go far. They didn't go far at all. They kept trying to say that they had driven all the way down to Regina. And I thought, no way. People stay where they're comfortable, right? Where they know things. Because change is always hard and difficult. And so I figured as much, that they wouldn't go all the way down to a city, even if they knew somebody there. You know, they would stay where they figured that they could get help from relatives or friends or something like that, or they knew where the hideouts were, or yeah. So now hopefully the other one, he'll be found dead as well, save the taxpayer money, you know, having it going through the court system and then housing him and then, you know, and all that garbage. And I know that the families probably don't think it as closure, because they would want to know why. And that I can understand if they have a coroner's inquest. Or a police inquest into it. So, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, for sure. So, so see here, I'm starting same position, bottom left, top right, and then I go over. So then I pull this. Yeah. Okay. And down. And then I anchor it. Because you got to make sure your threads are anchored. Otherwise, they will over time unravel. And that's not good. And you want to minimize the knots at the back. Now, I'm one, I like to keep my backs as neat as the front. Others don't care. That's totally up to you. Okay, on what you feel like. And then you just... And these numbers, if you're wondering, like it says 6 and 3 and 1, those are the numbers here. Okay. And you just stitch over top of them. Okay. You know, the first few times I looked at this and I wondered, what the heck are these? Because I had always done counted before. But I can't I mean, I do a little bit of counted, but I don't do a lot of it. Because it's, especially when I'm feeling like I'm feeling today, there's no way I can't do that. No. So... So if there's a straggler like that, and then I just go and snip it off. And that's all that you do. And so whatever color it is, and you have to be mindful when you're doing patterns, okay? When you're doing things like this, they will have the same color, but a different symbol. So make sure that you look at your symbols, okay? That you don't, because it can disrupt it. So, and then this is it. This is all that you do. And it's so much easier because you don't have to go, you know, waste an extra movement. You know, it's just so much easier. So much easier. So, yeah. And believe me, give yourself time. Practice. Just have something in practice. Right? And remember the old saying, practice makes perfect. So just work at it. And you don't have to go fast until you want to. Okay. So, and believe me, you find ways there of, you know, making it go faster, increasing your speed. You know, and it's perfectly fine. You're going to make boo-boos. You're not going to get your tension quite right. That's why I would suggest, that you practice. Okay. Take a little corner of your fabric like this and just practice. Right? So, very easy. All right, everyone. I think that's it for now. Information for this project will be down below. And I believe this Halloween sampler is from Fan Cells, I think. Or is it One Day Saving? Like I can remember. Fan Cells. Yes. And there is no discount code for Fan Cells, but they do have good deals. So, I hope that helped you, and I hope you can understand that better. And it really does. It does make it go faster. So, I'm going to yawn. So, all right, everyone. So, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. And so does Miss Twinkle Toes yourself, Miss Lilybell, and Jonah, who's up on the sofa. And so, thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for caring enough for me that you would see that my sins would be forgiven. Amen. So, I hope to see you here tomorrow, God willing, of course. And happy stitching and toodle-oodles, everybody.